me the drink. I was fixed, oh, she had my socks in with very deep in the room. Underneath some prickles, sex, I did not know what to do. When the witch doctor me the truth, this woman had me lined up to divorce you. Hey, I was fixed, take me the drink. 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 She gonna tell the pastor on me. He blocked my eye and he lay hands on me. Now I in church playing Christian, but Sister Mary just tell me she wants some. I was fixed, take me the drink. 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 Now, baby, look what I got. I gave him man again. I respect it. Look at me locked up. She had me locked up with the best. I was fixed, take me the drink. I was fixed. She had my sauce in grits, very deep, deep in the groove, underneath wiggle sticks. I was fixed. But man, you know you was my sweetheart. You cost me a catch.
A child killer gets 56 years in prison. We've got the details coming up. Also, a man dies at an industrial site. And later, we're live on the scene of a police-involved shooting. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Some breaking news. Officials at this hour on the scene of a police-involved shooting on Margaret Road off of Shirley Street. The alleged victim is believed to be a man responsible for the murder of a teacher, Joel McIntosh, more than a decade ago. Our Devontae Hanna is on the scene. Devontae?
Well, good evening, Janaea. As you mentioned, we are on St. Margaret Close. The sun is now set on an intense investigation into a police-involved shooting. We understand that the victim here this afternoon is Machiavelli Tinker, a man who has been made to stand trial for a 2015 homicide on Pargate Road of a Queen's College teacher. Her name was Joel McIntosh. Now, we know that that conviction came down in December 2021. However, a court of appeal overturned that decision, and he was then allowed to stand for a retrial. And in waiting for that retrial in November 2022, he was arrested once more on firearm and gun charges, ammunition charges. You can hear behind me, and you can see the incident is now being heavily investigated behind these blue walls. Morticians are now moving on the inside, but not much details being revealed from police at this time. We're going to stay here live on the scene. As we get those information, and that information, I should say, we will deliver it to you. So standing by here on St. Margaret's Road, I'm Devontae Hanna reporting live. I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Thanks so much, our Devontae Hanna live tonight. Of course, we'll go back to Devontae later on in this newscast for more details. But on to some other major news making headlines tonight. A man accused of the brutal death of Adriel Moxie. He was sentenced to prison today. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. was in the courtroom as his sentence was handed down. He joins me live in studio tonight with the details. Linton?
Good evening, Janea. In court today, Chris Ferguson, the man accused of Moxie's death, admitted to a testimony backed by DNA evidence so graphic it brought family members, including Adriel's mother, Sasha Moxie, to tears. Take a look.
I was dreading this moment all this time. What it actually happened. My heart just beat out my chest.
Time stood still for Sasha Moxie as she heard the chilling details of her daughter, 12-year-old Adriel Moxie's final moments. In court, It was revealed that 39-year-old Chris Ferguson was strangling her daughter with his belt while inserting his fingers in her private part, killing her. The court learned how Ferguson stalked the adolescent from Anatole Rogers School, where she was a 7th grader, from the neighboring hood car wash where he worked across the street before carrying out the act. It was also revealed that hours later, Ferguson returned to the scene. He admitted to prosecutors that he removed her body, discarded the clothes he wore, and threw away her school backpack. As the prosecution read the details in court, emotions ran high as Moxie's stepfather was brought to tears as he shouted that Adriel, quote, was a virgin. The court also heard that DNA results linked Ferguson to the scene, where he took officers, gave them a detailed account of how Adriel met her death. Ferguson's attorney, David Cash, read a statement in court where Ferguson apologized for his actions. It read, quote, I'm sorry for what I have done. I'm willing to face my actions and my consequences. I'd like to say sorry to the family. I took away an innocent life, and I know I must pay for my wrongdoing. Ferguson revealed, quote, he rejected God, so he accepted the consequences. Moxie's mother, Sasha Moxie, says with evidence presented and the gruesome way her daughter's life was snatched away, more time should have been given.
I feel he deserved life, what he did. After I hear what his response, it made me feel a little bit better, but it could take time.
Eyewitness News posing the question if an apology and the sentence would now close this chapter of grief.
I accept his apology.
Now, Janea, the Honorable Madam Justice Guillermina Archer-Mins made it clear that Ferguson's 56-year sentence will run concurrently. He was sentenced to 40 years for Moxie's murder, 15 years for unlawful sexual intercourse, and 1 year for unlawful detainment with intent to have sexual intercourse, with 13 months credited due to his remand. Reporting live in studio, I'm Linton Ritchie Jr., sending it back to you at the desk, Janea.
Thanks so much, Linton Ritchie Jr. Live tonight. Meantime, local activists not taking lightly to that sentence handed down today. Notwithstanding the constraints of the law, they say a grieving family and a wider nation has been left disappointed once again.
A concurrent sentence of up to 40 years being handed down against 12-year-old Adriel Moxie's killer, placing the courts under siege by critics once again. Former Senator Maxine Seymour says she's stunned after learning that Chris Ferguson won't spend the rest of his life behind bars after pleading guilty to heinous crimes against the juvenile girl.
For me, this is the worst of the worst. To keep a little girl trapped, to continuously assault her, and then to kill her in this way, and to leave her there, as an animal, to just be discovered dead. I mean, all she wanted to do was get home from school.
Local activist Candy Gibson was even more candid, insisting that the court failed to let the iron fist fall on the convicted killer.
An angel on this earth was taken away, and 40 years is what we have to offer because of a plea deal. I personally feel that there should be no plea deal when it comes to violating, harm, attacking, and even murdering our little children.
In theory, it could be argued that the iron fist did in fact fall on Ferguson, as he was sentenced to 40 years for murder, 15 years for sexual assault, and an additional year for unlawful detainment. But here's the catch. 13 months will be shaved off his overall time in prison, given his time on remand. And by that, Seymour believes the killer is still benefiting from the court's leniency.
Perhaps we do need stronger reforms to address such gaps, but we also have to focus on how we make sure that something like this never, ever, ever happens again to any little girl in our country.
It's a high-profile case that was closed due to a plea deal, a tool often used by the courts to bring closure to cases. Despite it being touted by the Attorney General, Ryan Pinder, Gibson says there must be another way.
If you were supposed to see 6 cases that particular month or whatever cases, a plea deal now open you up now. You can see now 8 or 10 more cases a month. I do understand that. But I still feel, and that'll determine me for how I feeling, there should be no plea deal when it comes to our children.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, the case of Adriel Moxie has reignited debate over capital punishment here in the Bahamas. Tonight, Bishop Walter Hanchel says the sentence handed down to Chris Ferguson is not enough.
That gentleman, whoever he is, that animal I should call him, should have gotten the death penalty or at least life imprisonment. This is not fair. Our justice system at times do not work. It does not work, and we need to fix that. We cannot allow our children and our women to be abused, slaughtered, murdered, and criminals get a pat on the back. 40 years for such a crime is not fit. That person needs the death penalty or life imprisonment. But I hope that this trend does not continue, and I hope more people would speak out against such atrocities in our beautiful Bahamas.
Well, some believe the punishment is appropriate under law, while others argue that taking a life should result in the death penalty. Bishop Walter Hanchel is stressing tonight that capital punishment has long existed and is biblical, sharing that it's time for the country to return to what he describes as traditional practices.
Capital punishment is biblical, both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. Jesus Christ himself received capital punishment. God. And he never spoke out once against it. Not even once. No apostle, including the Apostle Paul, wrote against capital punishment. Capital punishment is still in force, but we refuse. It is biblical, plus it is legal on our books, but our leaders still refuse to carry it out, all because of the Privy Council, outside influences.
Well, Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question today: do you believe the Bahamas should enforce the death penalty for cases of murder? 79% of participants voting yes, a life should be taken for a life. 5% voted no, life imprisonment is sufficient, while some 16% voted it depends on the circumstances. 0% voted that they were unsure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls, as your voice matters. Meantime, police here in New Providence are investigating a brazen morning shooting that left 2 adult men in hospital. The incident taking place shortly after 8 on Thursday in the Balls Alley area off of Shirley Street. According to preliminary information, police received an anonymous report of gunfire. Officers responded to the scene, learned that 2 men had been shot, one of the victims transported to hospital by private vehicle. Emergency medical services arriving shortly after and conveyed the second victim for medical treatment. Investigators allege the victims were standing outside a residence when 2 men exited a white vehicle parked in a nearby vacant lot. The suspects reportedly produced firearms and opened fire, striking both men multiple times before fleeing that area in an unknown direction. One victim sustained gunshot wounds to the head and chest. He remains in critical condition. The second victim suffering a gunshot wound to the right shoulder and is reported to be in stable condition, police say. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Well, a 49-year-old man dead after being crushed by a forklift in an industrial accident in the business community area in the Airport Industrial Park, police say. The tragedy unfolding shortly after 11 a.m. Thursday, as the man reportedly was working beneath the lift when it malfunctioned and suddenly collapsed. Emergency medical personnel called to the scene but found no signs of life. Police are continuing their investigations into the circumstances surrounding this deadly incident. Meantime, a 16-year-old boy in hospital after reportedly being stabbed at a high school in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Authorities say shortly after 10 a.m., officers responded to reports of an altercation involving students. When they arrived, they found the teen suffering from stab wounds to his body. He was rushed to the Marsh Harbor Healthcare Center. He's now listed in serious condition. Police initially reported that incident involving a 12-year-old, but updated that information, confirming the injured student is 16. The student has been taken into custody and is assisting officers with the investigation. Well, it's a story we are continuing to follow tonight after a family claimed that police planted drugs in their yard in the Carmichael Road area, resulting in the arrest of 4 individuals. The alleged act caught on CCTV footage surrounding the home. Tonight, sources tell Eyewitness News that this investigation remains ongoing and police body camera footage is also being reviewed. Eyewitness News has not been privy to that video, but it's a story we are following. Meantime, the family is maintaining their position and their innocence tonight after the two brothers, one of their girlfriends, and their 60-year-old mother was arrested. A story that remains ongoing. Well, major moves in the nation's second city to help bolster airlift to Grand Bahama. Prime Minister Philip Davis announcing Phase 1 of the Grand Bahama International Airport redevelopment is now moving forward with a $130 million investment. Plans he detailed include a modern terminal, U.S. pre-clearance facilities, expanded space, and stronger flood protection. The issue has been a bone of contention on the island, as investment was said to not be able to succeed without a fully functioning international airport.
Hey, Jose. One of the new Grand Bahama International Airport, around $130 million of investment, will deliver a modern terminal, U.S. pre-clearance, expanded apron space, stronger flood protection, and improved road access. The government has now signed a contract with Majestic Airports Group and NICE, its acronym. Their work already began in January. Their CEO and their transformation team are already engaged. A 3-month mobilization plan is in train, and a detailed safety improvement plan is being implemented.
Well, government also taking a major step toward possibly taking ownership of Grand Bahama's power utility, a move that could transform how electricity is managed on the island. Speaking at the 27th Grand Bahama Business Outlook, Prime Minister Philip Davis announced that government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Grand Bahama Power Company to explore acquiring Emera's shares. Prime Minister Philip Davis said the move would help create fair and uniform electricity rates nationwide, allowing for better national energy planning and aligning power policy with the needs of Bahamian households and the economy. He stresses that the effort is about fairness and competitiveness, adding that government is carefully assessing its capacity to manage such a responsibility. Meantime, Emera is responding tonight to the Prime Minister's remarks. Officials confirm that constructive discussions remain ongoing with the government of the Bahamas regarding the acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company. However, company officials stressing tonight that no final agreement has been reached at this time. Still talking news from Grand Bahama tonight, it's emerging as a critical political battleground, one that could help determine the balance of power in the next general election. The Progressive Liberal Party moving aggressively to secure its footing in the second city, unveiling its full slate of candidates and laying out what it calls a clear plan to win over voters. Prime Minister Davis leading that charge, using that moment to defend his administration's record, while also taking direct aim at the opposition. Our Laurencia Smith has the details tonight.
At the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters in the second city, Prime Minister Philip Davis told supporters that this election is not about a single individual, but about a team. He says he's committed to delivering results. Davis also took aim at opposition leader Michael Pintard and the Free National Movement, accusing the party of engaging in petty politics, while his administration remains focused on national progress.
Progress! If you do not believe me, you ask witness. A petty leadership focuses on grudges instead of growth. Petty leadership puts ego ahead of people. Petty leadership tears down instead of building up.
Davis reaffirms his administration's commitment to Grand Bahama's revitalization, promising to accelerate development and expand opportunities for Grand Bahamians. In Pine Ridge, incumbent Member of Parliament Ginger Moxie says her campaign will be centered on results, not promises, pointing to what she describes as tangible progress in her constituency.
While others run to the radio to exploit your pains for life, I take your pain into the boardrooms, into the cabinet room to solve it. We are moving forward. Grand Bahama has turned the page. The ink is drying on a new chapter at what is already in motion.
Meanwhile, in the newly configured West Grand Bahama constituency, PLP candidate Kingsley Smith is entering the race, laying out his vision for infrastructure improvement in the district.
Band-aid fixes. We don't put a little paint on a problem and walk away. We are going to fix the drainage in 8 Mile Rock properly. We are going to put in the sidewalks. We are bringing potable water to Bahama Beach, Section C and D. We will build the seawalls in West End.
The party also unveiled a slate of new faces, including Dr. Monique Pratt in East Grand Bahama, Paco Deal in Central Grand Bahama, and Iwan in Marco City, where he's set to challenge the F&M leader Michael Pintard. Political newcomers say they're ready to build on what they call foundation laid by the Davis administration.
Must be a priority. This is why I'm already in talks with the public, with the Pacific Hope Medical Ship, to bring free vision and dental screenings for our children.
But serious, to put people first in policy and practice.
First, jobs and opportunities. We cannot build a better Grand Bahama without putting people back to work.
Grand Bahama remains one of the country's most competitive political battlegrounds. In 2017, the island swung solid in favor of the Free National Movement, but in 2021, during the snap election, the balance shift, with the 5 seats split between the two major political parties. And now, just months before the 2026 general election, the political landscape in the second city again wide open, with both the PLP and the F&M holding 2 seats each, and 1 seat going to the Coalition of Independents, setting the stage for what is expected to be one of the most watched political battles in the country. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, Prime Minister Philip Davis doubling down on his calls for unions to trust his administration tonight after a local union president argued that government is looking blindly. While Davis' admonition to union comes as unionized healthcare workers have taken action in recent days that further crippled an already crumbling healthcare system. Davis maintaining that his administration has laid the groundwork for unions to feel comfortable partnering with his administration even as he launches his re-election bid.
That is their view. I mean, I didn't ask them to be blind about anything. I asked them to just be objective and look at what we're doing. I asked the nurses to ask them what was their entry salary level when I took office in 21. Ask them what it is now, right, to see what we have done for them.
Meantime, in light of the International Monetary Fund urging the government to introduce a corporate and personal income tax, would a Pintard administration follow those recommendations? It's a question reporters put to opposition leader Michael Pintard, who says the F&M would not be so concerned about doing so before getting to the bottom of how current tax measures on the books are currently being utilized. It comes as Prime Minister Philip Davis has touted his government's ability to reportedly stabilize the country's economy while brushing aside the IMF's recommendations.
The Prime Minister needs to move towards a more progressive tax. What he should do is outline what his tax policy would be. Our view is that we should have a white paper on all of the options that are available and have a candid discussion with the Bahamian people. But we are not interested so much in talking about imposing new tax. We want to know what this government is doing with our present tax dollars. They're unable to pay their bills. Medicine, shortage in clinics and hospitals. They're unable to pay small home contractors. They're unable to pay the most basic bills that we have. And so we want to know, what are they doing with the present tax? We don't believe in introducing new tax without accounting for what you've been doing with the tax that you are collecting already.
Well, for the third time, Mia Mottley has been sworn in as Prime Minister of Barbados. Her Barbados Labour Party sweeping every seat in the House of Assembly. Among those on hand for that swearing in was Bahamas Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell. The decisive victory unseats opposition leader Ralph Thorne and further solidifies Mottley's political stronghold on the island. It's widely recognized as one of the Caribbean's most influential leaders, Mottley securing overwhelming support from voters across the nation. Eyewitness News speaking with Amwa Goodrich Boyce, a multimedia journalist at the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation in Barbados, for reaction on the historic outcome.
Yeah, I think it's a celebratory mood, as definitely for supporters of the Barbados Labour Party, as you rightfully mentioned. Tomorrow is set to be a holiday here in Barbados, but overall in the country, I think Barbados Labour Party supporters celebratory. Democratic Labour Party supporters, I think, is a case where they'll be disappointed. Obviously, their party yet again defeated at the polls, and I think it's a case that, they have to go back to the drawing board, look at where they've gone wrong, do some serious introspection, and look to come again in the next 5 years.
The multimedia journalist also sharing his thoughts on voter turnout that was reportedly low, around 30%, which he says has become a big storyline out of this election.
Turnout was a big talking point. There was, to a sense, around the country that there was a lot of voter apathy. Some persons not necessarily interested in voting, and this is something I guess that you would say you can see, given the fact that is a situation where we a lot of persons in the country were just not interested in exercising their democratic right. But yeah, I do agree with you, and this is something that has been confirmed as one of the more or less biggest talking points around the election. The major concerns about the voters list, the Democratic Labour Party leader Ralph Thorne, he expressed serious concerns, and Prime Minister Mia Mortley even invited observers from CARICOM to come to Barbados, more or less to oversee the process.
Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas @gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, Luther residents expressing frustration over days without reliable water supply. We've got that story coming up. And later tonight, the Bahamas reaches a record-breaking number in tourism. We've got more on that right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Breeze on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners, skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
Matching pajamas, Junkanoo, decorating contest, or caroling with the crew. However you Christmas, do it your way. With a Christmas loan from Bank of the Bahamas, you get the funds you need to celebrate the way you want. Plus, a chance to win one of 3 shopping sprees. Apply today at www.bankbahamas.com or email us at loans@bankbahamas.com. Christmas your way with BOB, your bank of solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life, because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing these grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful, and I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. $5.10 at Shell, $5.11 at Esso tonight. Ruby's the highest, $5.12. Those are your local prices at the pump. Well, we go back now to where officials are at the scene of a police-involved shooting. Our Devontae Hanna is live tonight with the update. The alleged victim is believed to be a man who was reportedly responsible for the murder of a teacher, Joyelle McIntosh, more than a decade ago now. We spoke with Devontae earlier on scene at the top of the newscast, where he informed us that police were still conducting their preliminary investigations. As we said, this is said to be a police-involved shooting. Lots of police presence at that scene. This now taking place in an area off of Shirley Street tonight. Again, the victim believed to be Machiavelli Tinker. Our Devontae Hanna is live tonight. Devontae?
Well, Janea, as you've mentioned, not much has happened since that latest drop that we gave you, but we can tell you that we've been able to speak with the Free National Movement's candidate for the area, Lincoln Deal, and he said that in canvassing the area, he actually got to meet Tinker. He says he described Tinker, that is, as a young man who was just looking for an opportunity, one that he says that has made mistakes in the past. He says that this Camp Road area, though it has been plagued by crime issues, he believed that more work is still there to be done to ensure that the residents here are feeling safe. We can tell you that dozens of those residents of all ages, I'm talking about children as old as senior citizens, are out here. This investigation now nearing into 2 hours at this time. Morticians have made their way on the inside of the perimeter. You can see that officer there now moving, and from what we can see from our vantage point, we do see the victim's body is now laid out on that stretcher. So we're still waiting on police to invite us in for that closer look. We can tell you that the coroner's investigators are on the inside. And again, as I mentioned, this incident will not be classified as a homicide. It is going to be investigated by those coroners. It's going to move into the coroner's inquest. That's a court trial for those that are not familiar. There, a jury will decide if the use of force by these officers is justified or not. And of course, a decision will be made on if they will face the courts or not. And so, of course, we're still just waiting for more and more details. We do see officers from the police communications affairs, the public affairs and communications department of the Royal Bahamas Police Force are on scene. Several of those officers, including their lead, the police press liaison, Chief Superintendent King. And that's all that we've been seeing for the majority of the night. I don't know if my cameraman was able to catch that just now. The officers moving on the inside and out. We've made attempts to ask the officers if that is where the incident happened. But of course, we were able to confirm as we were invited just closer to where that gate is to see some of the happenings on the inside. We've seen crime scene tape being erected. We've seen evidence bags move in and out. We've seen photographers also move in and out of that scene. And again, morticians are now on the inside, waiting on the next move from police officers. So for right now, that is all we can tell you. Reporting live from St. Margaret's Rose, that is, on the scene of a police-involved shooting. I'm Devontae Hanna. I'm going to send it back to you in studio, Janelle.
Thanks so much. Our Devontae Hanna is live tonight. Of course, you can tune into all of our social media pages for the latest updates. Moving on to some other news, frustration said to be boiling over on the island of Eleuthera as residents in several settlements say they've gone days now without reliable water supply. Rock Sound resident Paulette Bethel is now speaking out. She's expressing outrage over what she describes as unacceptable and reoccurring hardships. Eleutherans say in 2026, access to a basic necessity like water should not be in question. They're calling on authorities to take swift and lasting action.
Had water in the Sovereign Bay and Rock Sound area for about 2.5 days. I know they had an issue with the pumps. They were working on the pumps, and apparently they're still working on the pumps. I have about 5 persons in my home, including a toddler, 2 teenagers. It's me and my husband. So it's a lot. You got to wash dishes. You need to wash clothes. You need to clean. You got to flush your toilet. Water is essential. You can't really do without water. So at this point, we got to try and figure out something where we could get this And this water thing has been ongoing. I don't care which government is in power, so it's past that point. It's just the point of them knowing that this is something we need. We cannot do without water. Water is very important. You need water.
Bethel says looking ahead, Lutherans simply want and deserve better, as struggling to shower and carry out daily chores due to lack of water should not be a worry every day.
The communication is good. I must say the communication is good because they're keeping us updated as into what's going on. But we just need to get the problem fixed. My hope is that they figure out what's the issue so that they can get the issue fixed, and they put measures in place where this could be prevented. Like if, for instance, if it's something where we need to have pumps sitting on the ground in case of BPL burn up a pump, because that always is be the issue, BPL burning up the pump. So we need to have backup pumps so that we don't be without water.
While SpaceX could resume bolster landing in Bahamian waters as early as next week, this pending final regulatory approval. The DEPP director, Dr. Rayana Neely Murphy, confirming to a local daily today that environmental clearance has been granted for the February 17th landing, though other approvals are still outstanding. The government previously paused landings following a Starship explosion in March of last year that scattered debris near Ragged Island. Now, marine biologist and environmental advocate Dr. Ancilio Davis is raising concern, saying the initial consultation and environmental assessment were poorly conducted and that there was little to no communication with the public and Bahamian environmental community, sharing that this announcement doesn't come as a shock, as he claims it's happened before.
The environmental impact assessment development and those communications went on for months before they told Bahamians about it last year. Around the same time, the announcement was similar in that they tell us a few weeks before, and local Bahamians who rely on our natural resources, our local biodiversity, or our marine environment are told with enough time to coordinate changes to their lives, their livelihoods, their schedules, their general work. Like you can't use the marine environment, you can't boat in a certain area, and it's just forced down the Bahamians' throats, basically. There's a mix of cultural impact and environmental impact in there that just seems to be disregarded in this process.
Dr. Davis alleges tonight that Bahamian researchers are not being permitted to study the impact of the SpaceX landings or related activities in the Bahamas, but speaking from his professional experience, he highlighted several concerns about the potential environmental impact if these activities are not properly assessed.
So if we're not allowed to even go and look and collect that data scientifically, then we can't know what the impacts are. There are expected impacts based on the sounds that are made, those effects on marine mammals. There is significant issues related to pollution or physical damage due to the falling debris from the SpaceX explosions that have happened in the past, although they weren't connected to the landings in the Bahamas. Those were other SpaceX activities. So the risk is there, but there's also no mention of funding to support risk mitigation or cleanup.
Meantime, the country welcoming a record-breaking 12.5 million visitors in 2025. It's shattering that previous record set in 2024 and surpassing pre-pandemic 2019 figures by more than 72%. The Director General of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, pointed to a dip in air arrivals. Despite that slight dip, says the outlook for the Bahamas remains extremely strong, with a 2026 projected to be another banner year for the industry. Tourism officials are attributing a 1.6 decline in air arrivals to a series of disruptions across destinations, including unfavorable weather conditions in key source markets, while sea arrivals surged by an impressive 14% last year. Air arrivals are experiencing a modest 1.6% decline compared to 2024. Even so, the Bahamas still recorded nearly 1.7 million foreign air visitors in 2025. It's underscoring continued strong international demand for the destination.
When we looked at those numbers, there was a number of disruptions and different things that happened across the destination. I can give you the full listing of what we've seen and classified as disruptions. But overall for us, we felt that the performance was strong. Sometimes there are weather disruptions that could affect key source markets or even in-market activities. So there's a number of factors that it contributes to. What we've done as a Ministry of Tourism, we've been very deliberate in our airlift strategy. So we have an intentional focus on the international airlift perspective, and that's led by Krishna Roll, who's here at the front, and DDG Roma focuses on the domestic airlift perspective in coordination with what we're doing with the airports. So we're very coordinated, very structured, looking at opportunities, especially the new gateways that's coming on stream with the 45 flights. We have teams already that work our European market.
Come highlighting another growing segment of the tourism market that continues to drive expansion and also create new opportunities for the industry.
Stopover business. Within that foundation, the meetings, incentives, conferences, and events segment has delivered exceptional year-over-year growth. The groups and conferences bookings increased from approximately 29 million in 2024 to 81 million in 2025. This reflects deliberate positioning and strengthened competitiveness in the global meetings space. The SMERF, social, military, educational, religious, and fraternal segment continues to accelerate as well. And this segment has delivered more than 10 million alone in 2025, a 45% increase year over year.
Well, as the debate over Uber operating here in the Bahamas heats up, the company has officially made plans to hit the island, a move the taxi union says they don't support. On Thursday, during a press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister, media questioned the Tourism Director General Latia Duncombe about the ministry's stance on the multinational technology platform known for connecting passengers with drivers through a smartphone app for ride-hailing, food delivery, and courier services.
For decisions in that area, we continue to work with all government agencies and certainly support deep collaboration so that the resolve can be beneficial for all. Relates to the tourism product, we welcome opportunities in this space, and there is a process as it relates to the implementation, the coordination. There's a component of stakeholder engagement, and we're quite happy to be a part of that process as well.
Also to come in Eyewitness News tonight, a cancer support group. They're gearing up to host a first event, their first Run One Walk. We've got the details coming up. But first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
We have made significant progress on the installation of the temporary causeway at the Tino Beach Bridge. The causeway, when completed, will allow all vehicle types to access Tino Island with no weight restrictions.
So since the passing of Hurricane Dorian, the Lucayan Service Company has been challenged over the past 6 years. We have had major failures within the interior parts of the island on Grand Bahama Highway that lead across to the eastern part of the island, which is the Casarina Bridge and the Sajak Cable Bridge.
In August 2023, After an inspection of the Tino Beach Bridge, there were some concerns.
And for 2 years, we've been working very closely with engineers here on island and those that are from out of Nassau as well to ensure that we had the best results going forward.
We've been exploring various options to replace the bridge to ensure that we make the best decision on the way forward for long-term sustainability. The causeway will be built by simply dumping fill into the canal. This fill will be compacted to engineering standards. After it's compacted, an asphalt top will be added. After the asphalt top is added, there will be jersey barriers and other traffic management tools to make sure pedestrians and road users are safe.
Currently, this is an emergency repair that we're doing right now.
It will allow residents on the southern side of the bridge to return to a sense of normalcy. Bukhari Service Company and Tamarind Development Company, we take the environment serious.
We want to let everybody know that an environmental study was completed.
And we are following the environmental monitoring plan that was provided.
We continue to work along with stakeholders and also with outside and exterior entities
to make sure we adhere to the plan and we are accountable.
And any concerns that they bring to the table, they are foremost addressed in an urgent and controlled manner.
Welcome back to The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. In this special edition, we look back at 2025. A year of milestones, breakthroughs, and real impact across both energy and transport in the Bahamas. From groundbreaking energy projects to safer streets for our communities, 2025 is setting the pace for progress. Let's start by seeing how energy is powering our islands forward. 2025 marked a major leap in renewable energy. With the National Energy Policy 2025 to 2030 finalized, the foundation was set for cleaner, more reliable power. The Energy Summit brought it to life, spotlighting multi-island power purchase agreements, New Providence's first utility-scale solar project, and LNG agreements shaping a more sustainable future.
We are carefully overseeing each development, with most stations expected to be online by the fourth quarter of 2026.
The ministry's transport initiatives focused on safety and connectivity. School crossing guards and solar-powered signs improved road safety, while the Drive Safe to Arrive Alive campaign reinforced safe driving nationwide. Partnerships with AdFi and BTC also brought Wi-Fi to public buses and taxis, improving connectivity for commuters. 2025 wasn't just a year of plans, it was a year of action. Every ministry-led project and partnership brought cleaner energy, safer roads, and stronger connections, shaping a future Bahamians can rely on.
We have chosen a future where Bahamians can rely on their energy system instead of worrying about it.
I'm Larissa Lundy, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. 2025 set the pace, and our future is already in motion. Stay with us.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group, they're stepping into the weekend with love, unity, and a walk for a greater cause. The organization, whose mission is to enhance the physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of women through shared support and encouragement, helps women rise above the challenges of breast cancer. The group is kicking off the first ever community fun run, walk, and health fair, with program coordinators saying every step will bring joy, awareness, and hope.
And what we're doing is we're trying this year to have a few more fundraisers so that we can assist with our initiatives of helping persons. And like I said, the first one is February 14th at 6 a.m. and it's going to be a walk, and I'll give you the route. The route is Soldier Road to Abundant Life Road, onto East West Highway. We go around to Blue Hill Road and then back to East Street and then back to Soldier Road.
A part of it is a health fair. You're going to have your blood sugar check, you're going to have your cholesterol check, you're going to get your weight check and so forth, and you're going to be given some input into how you can improve your overall health.
Dr. Loxley Monroe, physician and founder of the organization, says he hopes the event will generate some strong community support for those still battling breast cancer. He adds that February 14th was intentionally selected, describing it as a time when love and compassion should be shown the most.
A lot of folks don't realize that Valentine's Day comes at the exact middle point in the winter And it's a time when we should be close, bringing warmth and love to each other. With breast cancer, the majority of those patients are facing a catastrophe. And we need to get ourselves together with love and as a community to support the problems that they are going through. And even though it's the middle of winter and maybe relatively cold, it's a time to demonstrate your love for your neighbor, for your sister or your brother even, to try and get them back to health as a community.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurentia Smith has your latest check on sports right after this.
What the hell? What is car sexy yet? I need to upgrade, eh?
That's easy. Just apply for a cash and go loan. Once approved, you're in the giveaway.
This second, this lady even got no Bluetooth. You want some presents?
Yes.
No. I guess like anybody getting presents this year.
This Christmas, trade up. Get approved for a loan on Cash and Go and enter to win this brand new Kia.
You fall back in love with shopping when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Devon corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.29. Country Barn mayonnaise, 30 ounces, $3.69. Mahatma long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $4.89. Sweet mangoes, $1.79 each. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Case price, $45.99. If you love to save while you shop, you need to stop and shop at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Fly fishing undoubtedly sets the Bahamas apart. It brings in millions of dollars for the various family islands. Providing grants for fly fishing guide is creating new opportunities simply because if it's in the hands of Bahamians, 100% of the money stays in my community. Bahamian ownership is very important in this country undoubtedly because without it, we don't have a say. The Prime Minister certainly understands the idea of creating opportunities and lending a hand with the grant, creating a partnership and understanding that the government is also here to help.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to cash, J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that? Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for the online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never got to sign in line again. Amen to that. Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
My name is Tess Mullings. I am the brand manager for all macros across the Bahamas, and I've been working here for about 3 months now. I work for Atos Holdings, and what I genuinely love about the brand is how it allows me to blend strategy, community, and creativity all in one. I think customers love the value, the options, and just the quality of the food, from the cauliflower crust to the free crust toppings to the garlic butter. Just all of that in one, I feel like draws them to it, and just also having a comfortable dining environment to experience. One reason why I stand behind Atos and I campaign strongly for Marcos is because it is a company that puts people above profit and a true commitment to the community. We do in-house sampling, we do external sampling, from the unbromated flour to just giving other options, like I mentioned earlier, the cauliflower crust and things of that sort. We show appreciation that way. One thing that a lot of people may not know about Marco's is we do offer kids tours, and it's not expensive at all. We don't charge for the experience, we just charge for the products that we use, and they have activities afterwards and everything as well. We also offer a lunch lady price, so you get a reduced price when you want Marco's at your school. So a lot of people may not know that. We show up in sales, but we also show up in community because that is what's important to us. So we partner with schools, we partner with organizations, and I feel like that's a way of showing love.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports tonight. After years of talking is now a reality for the nation's second city swimmers, as government officials and Carifta swimmers gathered at the Grand Bahamas Sports Complex on Thursday afternoon for the official groundbreaking of the new Grand Bahama Aquatic Center. The state-of-the-art facility will feature Grand Bahama's first ever 50-meter competitive pool, a major milestone for the aquatic sport on the island and a game changer for training, development, and hosting regional events. For years, the island swimmers have trained in a 25-meter pool. Now here's more from Sports Minister Mario Boleg.
Built to world aquatic standards, ensuring that preparation at home matches competition abroad. With movable starting blocks, the pool can convert into a 25-meter pool, maximizing training, flexibility, and year-round access. There will also be a separate warm-up pool that can convert into a springboard diving pool for official competition, expanding opportunities across aquatics, disciplines, and positioning Grand Bahama to host full-scale meets.
Switching gears on over to the basketball court. At this hour, the GSSSA Best of 3 basketball series is underway over at the Kendall Jill Isaacs Gymnasium as the H.O. Nash Lions face off against the D.W. Davis Royals in both the junior boys and junior girls division. It's a doubleheader over in the senior boys and senior girls division as the C.I. Gibson Rattlers face off against the R.M. Bailey Pacers. Now, definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness Sports for the latest highlights from that championship series. Now, we have the highlights from the BAISS Championship as a new champ was crowned. The St. John's Giants senior boys are celebrating back-to-back BAISS titles after edging out the Charles W. Saunders Cougars 57-55 in a thrilling game in a 3-day showdown Wednesday night over at the gym. The Giants dug deep in a decisive matchup, holding their competitors down the stretch to secure their second straight crown. Over on the girls' side, the Kingsway Academy Saints matched the championship energy. The Saints senior girls captured their second consecutive title in a nail-biter 28-27 victory over the Giants, a defensive battle that came down to the final moments. Meanwhile, the Queens College Comets dominated the junior division, capturing titles in the junior boys and junior girls division. A thrilling finish to the basketball season and more hardware heading to familiar campuses. Well, that's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality.
The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best.
their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
At the first ever Devon Charlton Invitational Track and Field Meetup, Bahamian track athlete Devon Charlton explained the vision behind the inaugural event, while fellow esteemed athletes Masai Russell, Megan Simmons, and Danielle Williams expressed their enthusiasm for the future of the meetup.
Yeah, so for this meet, we just really wanted to bring some high-power competition to the Bahamas, get some international athletes. So we have athletes here from the U.S., Canada, Bermuda, Grand Bahama Family Islands. And so just wanted to break up some of the monotony of training and competing against the same people every week and just bring in something new and like freshen up the competition scene. Yeah, I think it's important because I just remember being a young athlete and a lot of times seeing the athletes, elite athletes who I only see on TV, and being able to walk up to them, get pictures, talk, ask questions was really important to me. So since I have the opportunity to do that and like be that for the next generation of Bahamian athletes, why not? Overwhelmed with the turnout. I think we have over 800 kids competing. Definitely blessed and you know, I can't thank everybody enough who came out to support.
Hi, my name is Masai Russell, Olympic gold medalist. I'm here to support the Devon Charlton Invitational because I love giving back. Devon is also my training partner, so it just made sense for me because I would like to do something like this one day for myself.
I'm Megan Simmons, formerly Megan Tapper, Olympic bronze medalist, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm so proud to be celebrating Devon Charlton at her first Devon Charlton Invitational. This is complete brilliance, and I'm happy that I was here to celebrate with her and celebrate with Bahamas and see history.
Hi, I'm Danielle Williams. I'm two-time world 100-meter hurdles champion, and I'm just here celebrating Devon Charlton at her first track meet. I'm here to see the future of Bahamian superstars and just here supporting.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news at this hour, but coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at all of today's top stories. That's coming up in Beyond the Headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal, saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. That's a $150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. There's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You gonna walk for this or you gonna run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Hit it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Pages, you know, you just do everything on your phone now. You see how old he was?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying to
he also
say. Carla, I don't even know what breadbasket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, the election in Barbados now history. Mia Mottley re-elected for a third time. So what does the voter turnout reveal? We take a look at the numbers tonight. Also, a group of police officers caught on tape. Doing what? Well, allegedly, even though the video shows it, planting drugs on a property. We also look at that this evening. And then later this evening, Ian Thomas and Direct Marketers just in time for the weekend. It's all straight ahead this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Allegations of police misconduct tonight putting the Royal Bahamas Police Force under intense scrutiny yet again. A family says home security footage has raised alarming questions about what really happened during a recent police operation. We get the story from Linton Ritchie Jr.
During me looking through the footage, I saw that an officer had placed said drugs in the area that they allegedly said it was found. Devastating. It's unacceptable.
The backyard of a family's Carmichael Road home now at the center of serious allegations after motion detection cameras appear to show a police officer planting what is believed to be illegal drugs during a search early Wednesday morning. 3 separate clips of home security footage released to Eyewitness News show multiple officers moving through the backyard with flashlights scanning the area. Moments later, 2 officers are seen near a shed and a pile of tires apparently talking. Then the video appears to show one officer dropping an item on the ground believed to be drugs before walking away. In the final clip, 2 brothers who live at the home are seen handcuffed as officers return to the very spot and picked up the same item. A family member who is currently vacationing abroad says he received a distressing call from his 60-year-old mother just after 2 a.m. He says she told him his 2 brothers had been taken into custody after police claimed to have found bags of alleged marijuana. Hours later, he says his mother, along with one of his brother's girlfriend, also ended up behind bars while visiting the Drug Enforcement Unit trying to get answers. But what he saw when he reviewed the home footage, he says, just doesn't add up.
I further went in to look at earlier footage prior to that, where it shows that different officers from the same unit had searched the exact area that they had said they had found these drugs that the other officer had left down on the floor.
Eyewitness News asked the family whether a search warrant was presented, but they say they were given no confirmation. We also asked what may have led police to the home in the first place, but relatives insist they have, quote, no clue. With the family matriarch now in custody alongside her sons, another relative says he tried to reach senior members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force but got nowhere.
So I went across the complaint unit and I make a complaint, and I also showed them the video also. And all of them actually, I can see the challenge on their face.
The family says they are heartbroken but also determined, and they believe there's only one way to make this right.
I'm asking for those officers to get dismissed from the force right away, because the Commissioner of Police always say that she's there to clean up the dirty policemen, to clean up the force.
Now Eyewitness News reaching out to police on the matter. Deputy Commissioner of Police Kirkwood Andrews had this to say.
I can confirm that on Tuesday the 10th of February 2026 around 11:30 p.m. 4 persons were taken into police custody in the Carmichael Road area, reference to suspected dangerous drugs. The matter is under active investigation, and depending on the findings, that will direct the Royal Bahamas Police Force into what direction we would take. Once I'm updated, additional information will be provided.
Well, that story certainly, of course, got a lot of people talking. It got a lot of attention as well. To see those police officers look, it appears to be dropping something on the ground, and it turns out to be drugs, and according to the family, planted. I want to bring in the Hot Topics panel right now because a number of questions arise. For example, and I'm not trying to have support officers doing actions and behaving that way, but you wonder then about investigations in these officers, because when you can go to a property that's well lit and not look to see that there are cameras as well, because the cameras are pretty visible, and you just go and it's many questions you all about how thorough are they really, how capable, how are they really investigating and paying attention and looking at their surroundings? Gentlemen, your thoughts about the main allegation, which is that these officers allegedly planted drugs on that property. Welcome, Cassia Stewart, Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to you both. Your thoughts about just number one, the family taken into custody because drugs was found on the property.
Arlington. Shanique, I am so incensed.
That's crazy.
I am upset. I'm enraged about this. I mean, to watch that home video just now and to see those officers walk in the back there by themselves, plant the drugs, go and get the boys, and shine the light, and they find drugs. This, on the heels, we got our neighbors to the north talking about us and our agencies, the police force, as entirely corrupt. And here come officers who I'm sure hear all of what's happening, come right behind, continuing this thing, knowing that we have a declaration from none other than the Commissioner of Police who have declared that she intends to clean the force. Here is office coming on ordinary citizens for whatever reasons to plan these drugs. Shanique, I pray God that as this goes through the courts, and would break my heart that they had the audacity to take the mother of these young men and lock her up, knowing that they dropped those stuff there, knowing that they dropped them there. My thing is, real justice is this, that once those men are cleared, because obviously from the camera, they did not put the drug there, that's the police drugs. Once that family is cleared, the police need to face court for dangerous drugs, because they went there obviously with those drugs and they need to go to jail for those drugs. This is ridiculous. This is destroying the fabric of our country. When we can't rely on the police officers to do an investigation, to go and properly look to keep the peace, that ain't keeping the peace. That's depression. That's depressing our citizens. That's oppression. It is wrong, Madam Commissioner of Police. You have a lot of work to do. I mean, I feel sorry for you because this force.
I mean, and just after announcing also, Ellington,
after defending this force a week ago, this force is ripped with corruption.
Yeah, and standing up for them and announcing that crime is down and feeling very happy of the work she's been able to get done at this point in her tenure. It really is a lot. Cassius, your thoughts about what we witnessed and what we observed a moment ago?
Sickening.
Everybody knows I love the police. I love the police force because I understand the importance of the police force. But what I saw just now is just atrocious. And someone has to be made an example of. These people need to be weed out of the force, but before that they need to go to jail, and they need to go to jail.
Dangerous drugs.
Because that, but see what it does though, so if these guys were a part of any other cases where they've arrested people, right? Everything comes into question now.
Look back at all those
Everything
cases.
comes into question now. So everyone they arrested for drugs, perhaps need to be released because now they may have planted all the drugs. Because that's now the accusation. And so you can't, listen, the police force, I want y'all to listen to me. Y'all are the ones are hired to protect and serve the country. Y'all can't be the ones causing the problems. How the hell you could plan the drugs for the young men now? These young people, I don't know if y'all had some wife with them or whatever, but you cannot destroy young men's lives for that. They ain't do nothing. And you want to plant drugs on them. Time after time, young people is come and tell me the things that the police officers do to them, and I just don't want to hear it. But now saying that is crazy. You want to destroy these young men's lives. And you plant drugs on them, now they go to jail, they have a record, they can't go away, they can't do nothing now. Their whole life is destroyed. All because you can't get it right. So you, police officer who did that crime, you need to go to jail. You need that police record, so you can't go nowhere.
Listen, speaking, and there's the sort of the initial anger of what we witnessed. But gentlemen, I want you all to see, being a police officer is far-reaching. You have to be very thorough to be able to go in and properly conduct an investigation, survey an environment, and make a determination quickly. How is it that these officers could go walk around in that backyard and not decide, and it's obviously lit, the backyard, and not decide that they were going to look around? And I'm not trying to, obviously side with them committing a crime as we saw. Right. So it was all meant to happen as it did. But I'm just saying, though, in today's world, whether it's a telephone camera or whether it's cameras around the house, that you just configure you can do that in a well-lit area.
No, that wasn't well-lit. That was night view vision from that camera. Because they had their flashlight.
Oh, the camera, the camera lighting made it look
right.
Very nice.
See, the thing with that, though, Shanique, is that when you're doing evil, you always forget important things.
But even the police,
hear me. The first thing a police do when a crime is committed in an area, they'll check any businesses or any homes that has any camera and see if they could get any information. They look around the neighborhood. So for them to go there, because you're doing something evil, your dumbness leave out or forget about important things like cameras that may be looking around on you. Because I'm sure the camera has to be visible around the house that they can see it. but because they were into evil, they had
It was
time.
dark. It was dark.
If they was doing their job,
And even if they spotted it, they may think about it, y'all. Oh, that ain't working.
Yeah.
if they
It's
was
just-
doing
it's just
their
there for
job, they would have known to look around for cameras.
So
But
that's-
because
it's
they were
frightening.
not doing their job, they were doing evil, they were transporting drugs. That's what they were doing.
No, heads need to roll. Heads need to roll, and we got to set an example.
I call on the commissioner of police, if they have not already done so, release that family immediately. Post haste. That family should be released while you all do whatever investigation.
She gone to the
be
police
done.
station carrying on bad, and they probably lock up for carrying on bad. She have a right to
She
carry
had
on
all
bad.
the rights to carry on back.
Because you
that
can't.
entire family, sons and mother, need to be released.
You got to
And those officers
understand,
more
these
should-
young people,
should be
while they
taken
live,
into
in,
custody.
they live in uncomfortable circumstances and with questionable circumstances.
Yes.
Not everybody who lives in that thing is doing wrong. But when you're trying to pin that on them, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Balls Alley with drugs all around. But you can't pin that on somebody who ain't doing nothing wrong. And these young people get caught up in these things, and now they're angered towards the state.
Yeah.
They're angered towards the law because they realize the law is corrupt. And that's the problem, because now we breed corrupt people, and now their animosity now will take it out on everybody else. And so that's the problem in our country.
And not to mention,
Heads
as you,
need to
as you
roll.
both said,
Heads need to roll
their
now.
future,
3 days ago,
their future is
Yeah, the
destroyed.
same
Destroy- you
thing
destroy
happened
them.
at the airport, where some police officers came to take their personal frustration out on some drivers 3 days ago. Madam Commissioner, you need to, I don't think these officers are taking the leadership or the word from the top serious, because there's too much crap going out here on the police force. We need the police force. We need a decent police force to man our country, to keep law and order, but that ain't keeping law and order. And that's why a lot of young men say the system is against them. That's against them.
You know, the problem is that we see it all around. We see it all around our
You
society.
hear people talk about it in some other classes, say you don't believe it because you think they can't. But it is true. Many young men are in jail because they were framed.
Yes, and that's sad.
Yes,
man.
yes, absolutely.
That's sad. That is
Absolutely.
so sad. These
I
two young
want
men.
You're saying the first time they did that,
Of course
Shanique,
not, it's not the first
somebody
time.
was convicted
It's not
who
the
didn't
first
have the luxury of a camera around their house.
A camera or perhaps good representation after being arrested. Gentlemen, I want your response with the same anger, quite frankly. Adrielle Moxie, you all remember the young girl, I think less than even 12 years old. She was brutally murdered, strangled, and may have been sexually assaulted as well. She tried to make her way home through the bushes to get to her house. This is in that sort of that area where Anatole Rogers is, that major highway. Yes, exactly. And what happened and how senseless and heinous it was. Well, her killer, gentlemen, sentenced to 56 years. Now, while that sounds like a lot of time, why are we opposed to saying life or death? First of all, she was missing for a while, if you all remember. Then the search led, and she was discovered, her body partly clothed, and obviously with something around her neck to suggest exactly what happened. And so this was quite senseless. It was just a very, very brutal way for her to meet her demise. And so this person got 56 years, the man who is being accused and charged of killing her. Your thoughts on that sentence, and why aren't we even pushing it further?
Shanique, when I see 56 years, all I see is 56 years. We got to take care of his rank behind. That's what I see. We got to take care of his rank behind for 56 years. Feed him every day, clothe him every day, wash him 3 meals a day. You need to make sure, starve him. Put him in a section where he could be sexually molested. Because you fool with children. When you molest with children, you mess with the future of our country. I have no tolerance for rapists and these who fool with children. I have no tolerance for them. We ain't giving no cat nine tail. We ain't punishing them. We ain't hanging them. But we can feed them for 56 years. You ain't feeding me for 56 years. We can feed him. I finish with that. I'm mad.
Shanique,
it's true.
God himself give the states a certain right.
Be smarter than God, Alexander. Be smarter than God.
Humanists,
world, yes.
Be smarter than God. God dumb to compare us.
Some humanists and human rights people say they call it murder. It is not murder. It is justice.
We need to get rid of
I
him
don't
off the
think-
planet Earth. Kill him. Hang him.
He should not
Hang him.
be allowed to exist on planet Earth. For Ariel, That she's finished. That young girl is finished. Because of this person who had this deviant attitude and appetite. She is finished.
We gotta feed him.
It's unfortunate that he's going to exist for the next 50 years, that we all have to feed him. He should go dust to dust, ashes to ashes.
It really is vexing. It's so vexing when you think of that, when you think of the tension and the fear, and then of course the
agony
grief,
that the girl went
agony.
through in those last
and then the grief of the parents and her community, her church family, her school family, and this dude, as you all said, and I love, and that's why I so love my panelists, because they would come and the way they would express something sometimes is different than you would, so it causes you to think. You're right. For 56 years, we got to bear the expense of keeping you in Fox Hill existing. Vexing. Yeah.
You know you're dying. You know you're being killed. And
Beyond the Headlines is back right after this. Stay close.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash. And you know how Superwash always have the latest and greatest model of washer and dryer? Well, they thought it's about time they get the latest supermodel as well.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Charlie Banana. Just because Superwash always changing and upgrading their machines, I mean they gotta change those spokesmen. They got the newest washer and dryer, and they always upgrading all their locations. And these two models, they ain't got to change. Superwash, they washes you, cleans you, presses you 24/7.
Introducing the Easy Renew Portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew Portal is there for you. Easy Renew Portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
The Nassau Florist on Dalswell Street. We've been the keepers of your most beautiful messages since 1952. As Nassau's oldest florist, we don't just sell flowers, we craft the moments that words alone can't reach. This Valentine's Day, don't just send a bouquet, send a legacy of love. From the first I love you to a lifetime of I still do. We deliver your heart right on time. The Nassau Florist on Dalswell Street. Experience the tradition, celebrate the love. Order early for Valentine's Day. The Nassau Florist, open weekdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Call 242-302-6121. That's 242-302-6121.
My name is Jonathan Ellis. I've been a pilot at Western for 2.5 years, and I'm really passionate about aviation, and I love that Western Air's given me an opportunity to pursue my passion by allowing me to fly the aircraft. What I love most about serving our customers are we fly families, we fly children, and we fly elders. Sometimes it's for holidays, sometimes it's family visits, business.
So I am Grand Bahamian, so I like to patronize Western Air because it is a Grand Bahamian airline, as well as they're always on time and I don't ever have to worry about arriving 2-3 hours later.
We show love and appreciation to our passengers by getting them to their destination safely and on time. Makes us feel good.
spice it up with what we got.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
To have you all tuned in, let's continue with this evening's show. Shifting gears to politics, regional politics. We know that during the Jamaican politics, we certainly followed that and talked about it. Well, Barbados, the results are in. No surprise, eh? Mia Mottley has been re-elected for a third time. Now, I want to bring my panelists back in. If you speak with residents, you see a number of things are being said. People feel any which way about the victory, but she's been re-elected. Gentlemen, we want to talk about, because Jamaica, for example, is synonymous with a low voter turnout. It turns out this is what the situation was here in Barbados. Let's talk about a number of things that have emerged again. There is no opposition. So this prime minister will again have to appoint an opposition, however they do that. But I want to ask you all first about your thoughts about, first, let's just overall say this then. The trend that is majority trend in the region of leaders being re-elected, particularly as we head into our own general election and our election season.
Well, Shanique, is a very interesting trend. As we look at what transpired in Barbados, again, it's a very low voters turnout. I think we as a people in this region, and especially the people of Barbados, they really kind of need to look at what's going on with this low voter turnout. And this is not good for the democracy in that island nation. It's obviously not good for this region. And we got to kind of find out what is happening with this. Obviously, there's a trend, like you say, of leaders being returned in the region. Maybe some of these leaders, maybe these leaders that are on the scene now, kind of taking these Caribbean island nations in the direction where these people wants to go. I hope that is it, but I don't think that is it. A lot of people are staying home. I'm hoping that here in the Bahamas we can avoid that, because we've been seeing some of our voter turnout pretty low in the last election. So no, that is not good. I don't like that. Nobody in Barbados should love that.
What is scary is that out of 187,000 eligible voters in Barbados, only 30% of them came out to vote.
It's not a real election.
It's 30% of the people came out to vote. 187,000 voters in Barbados. 30% voted for in this election. That is scary.
Very.
In the last election, I say before, 68,000 people did not vote. 65,000 voted for the PLP and 45 voted for the FNM. So more people who did not vote voted for FNM or PLP. What I'm seeing now is that there is another party. It's called apathy. The FNM and the PLP is not running against each other in this next election. They're running against apathy, because the majority of people is not voting. Mia is running against apathy, and she lost because she only got 30% of the eligible voters. Even though she won, she lost against apathy. Will this government win against apathy? In 2012, we had a 90% turnout. Last election, we had almost a 40 to 50%, 45% turnout. Will we vote again? Will we have a problem with apathy in the next election?
Well, let's look at it, gentlemen.
People don't want to vote.
Exactly,
Why?
exactly. People don't want to vote. Now, how can you even convince them to get on and exercise their right? What does that? Because it's not something synonymous just with the Bahamas. It has been. But Jamaica has held this sort of, I guess, reputation for quite some time in their elections. However, though, it is something that's just been trending the world over. People have this voter apathy that they figure, man, you know what? It's almost a disconnect, and people, for whatever the reason is, want to take themselves off the grid and decide that their voice, their vote, their whatever does not count anyways, so why bother?
Well, some of the young people say they ain't want to register to vote because they ain't want their name
to turn up for court.
For court,
that's just
right?
the silliest thing.
But that's probably a small fraction, right? But there are people who are registered and not taking the time out to vote. And I did a poll, and people said because nobody making sense. Now, we've tried to figure out what that means, what I ain't making no sense mean, why they aren't supporting the governing party or the opposition party. It's because nobody really is trying to figure out how voting for you will transfer or will become valuable for me as a citizen. In other words, if I vote for you, what's in it for me? In other words, will you make the Bahamas better? Will my children have better schooling? Will my children have access to scholarships to go to school? If people feel like something is in it for them, they will get up and go vote. But I don't think they feel like nothing's in it for them. They just vote and then everybody else do what they got to do for 5 years, and then they come back, and so people feel combustulated. If that's the word, Unique?
Sort of.
Right?
You're close enough.
So we got to find out, political parties got to be able to sell a vision of the future of the Bahamas and how your vote for this particular political party will translate into that vision, making your life more valuable. And nobody's doing it.
Shanique, I must agree with Cassius, and let me add to that. I think, and I'm not sure that it can be done in this election circle, because I think there's a lot of work that needs to go in. I think we need to take a pause and over the next 5 years, look at our people. What is it that our people are expecting and is not getting or not seeing in their political leadership? We're going to have rallies. They're kicking off. They're getting very hot. You're going to have the FNM with their rally, the Progressive Liberal Party with their rallies, and then you're going to have the COI with their rallies and other independents. What is it that, because even the FNM and the PLP not getting the people out, and their third alternative, and they're even paying that no attention based on the votes that they have been getting. So we've got to find out what it is more than just making promises. It's not reaching the people. There is a sector of people that doesn't feel what we're doing. They said we do this, and still you're all going to do whatever you're all going to do anyhow. It's not reaching us.
Well, then what do you all think the answer is? Because I'll tell you this, I'll tell you it's the way just society is going, in my opinion. The more wiser we think we are, and you all joked earlier talking about how we smarter than God now in 2026, well, that's what the people feel. The people feel, man, forget y'all, I on my own sort of run, and I don't get involved in this and that. That sentiment is growing. Is it a sensible sentiment? No, of course not. Is it a sentiment that's getting them any further? No, of course not. But for many reasons, I don't know that any government country can correct where people are are deciding they want to sit.
I don't know. I mean, I think the politics in the Bahamas and the Caribbean is point the finger, right? We blame you. Oh, we're in the government now, but we blame you because when you was here, you wasn't there. And then you blame me because when I was there, you wasn't there, and so on and so on. But nobody is really seeing their future. And so nobody sits down and articulate a future of the Bahamas over the next 25 years, 40 years. You don't build or crystallize a utopian Bahamas and show the Bahamians how voting for me or supporting me will make this Bahamas a utopia. We don't do that. What we do is, oh, when you was there, you didn't do it. Oh, but when you was there, you didn't do it either. And you didn't do it either. And so we back and forth, but no vision is being articulated. And so because no vision is being articulated, the people is confused, the voters are confused, and the voters say, well, who are I voting for then?
And let me take this from a different perspective, though. And Shanique, you alluded to it, what people really want. There's a mixture of reasons. There's no one fix all, so ain't no one person got the answer. There's a mixture of reasons as to why we're saying what we're saying. I just had to engage a couple of Bahamians a few days ago. They were on this chat and they're talking about, oh, if y'all don't stand up or y'all don't do this. I'm saying, okay, you're telling everybody to stand up. What are you doing? You're telling everybody they should. What are you doing? What are your contributions? Sometimes there are too many of us as Bahamian sit back and wait for somebody to do a job that anybody could have done, but everybody thought that somebody would have done it, but so nobody ended up doing it. And so all of us, we've got to put our hand. We've got to stop waiting for politicians to give us. We've got to be more forceful as an electorate. We've got to make the politician feel us. We've got to make the leadership of the country, when we put them there, we've got to make them feel us and not sit back, okay, and expect. We've got to sometimes do some things for ourselves. You've got to get up. Stop expecting a pie in the sky where you're going to get this, or politicians could give you some bunch of money. People talk about the natural resources, okay? How many of us prepare ourselves to participate in that field? Very few behaviors.
So, Wellington, let me ask you a question. What has the FNM said in the last 2 years that'll make you vote for them over what the PLP is doing.
The PLP corrupt.
You understand? So there's no vision. And so what happened is you don't bring nothing to the table for the citizens to buy into. And because they ain't nothing to buy into, they default back to what they have because they know what they have. And so, and then for those who just don't want to be a part of the system at all, nobody's bringing that vision to them and saying, listen, this is where we're going to go. This is how we're going to build the Bahamas. This is how we're going to expand the University of the Bahamas. This is how we're going to build, reestablish Andros and make Andros the #1 city in
national development.
And so this is what you got to give something to someone to believe in. If we ain't got nothing to believe in, election day, the lines are long and ain't nobody into them long lines. And so they just can stay home.
Agreed.
My advice to political leaders, craft that vision. Hone that vision. You got technology now and you could blast it to everybody's phone. Give us something to believe in. So I know if I vote for this political party, I know my life could be better. I know the streets could be cleaner. I know our schools could be safer. I know we could have e-classrooms in all our schools. I know our students could be better. I know because they say we could be #1. Give us something to believe in, boss.
Listen, speaking of something to believe in and voter apathy and all the rest of it, not that Bahamians perhaps don't even care. But with no official election date as yet, the executive director of the Organization for Responsible Governance, Matej Albury, says Bahamians are to utilize voter education resources that can assist them ahead of the general election. Albury is stressing that every vote counts and encourages all of you, all of us, to be wise in our choices.
Absolutely. So we've launched something called Pathway to the Polls, and this is our voter education project. It's free to anybody that wants to use it, but we've developed with a volunteer and independent group of Bahamian youth a toolkit and a handbook and resources that help people to understand not only how to get registered, but how to use your vote appropriately. We want to encourage people to come out to not only get registered, to plan to vote, to make sure they know where their polling systems are, but also think about what they want to do with their vote and who they want to support in a way that they believe will represent their interests. Not just because they have a great personality, not just because they're associated with a party that your family might have been with historically, but because they understand the issues that you and your constituency are struggling with, and they have plans and ideas on how to address those that are realistic and believable to you.
Listen, of course, we kind of said the same thing just as we were discussing really what's happening with voter apathy, not just here in the Bahamas, but the region over and many other countries around the world. People just decide that, as many people are now saying, oh, I'm looking for the Zen moment, I'm living my life differently. And so there you have Aubrey saying perhaps what can help and what can get people active and more interested again. Education is at the center of what he's saying, gentlemen.
Well, the Bahamas used to enjoy a 90% voter turnout for a long time. Bahamians love to vote. They love that ink on their finger. Now, all of a sudden, the girls say, you ain't gonna mess up my finger, I just get my nails done. I ain't voting for you, so my nails more important than
So then it sounds to me, our focus has become so cheap. And we have kind of, we're not interested, but not interested not for real reasons, for frivolous, silly reasons. Yeah.
But just look at the flip side.
Whether or not you give me two kisses on Valentine is important to me. You heard that? You all heard that?
Yeah.
You also heard that viral video, that voice note? If you bring the kisses for Valentine, you saying something.
Yep. And
that's where Bahamians are.
But you see, we need, like I said, everybody wakes up looking for opportunity. Everyone who woke up this morning looking for opportunity. So a political party, government creates opportunity for its citizens. And everybody needs to know which political party will create the greatest opportunity for their citizens. That's what we're all looking for. Everybody want to know that. Everybody want to know that they can make money and feed their children and feed they don't want people in the ghetto, don't want to get in the ghetto, because I get the ghetto this year. Me and Shanique. And so for us, we need
checking for me.
You want to come? You can come. You can come. We're getting you in the ghetto too.
That's the afterthought. Thank you very
But the point I'm trying to make is that we need to make sure that whatever political party we vote for, they are providing that opportunity for us, our children, and our children's children. That's what it's all about.
Let me jump on, and I must agree with Matt Aubrey. Matthew Aubrey. I think one of the things that voters need to look at when you go to the polls and you think between the parties that are vying for the leadership of the country, you need to look. Sometimes it's hard to say. You may not have gotten an individual contract within this particular administration 5-year term, but you've got to look at vision. Number one, what vision has been put forth by the one in the opposite? What are they going to do different? The one that's sitting in the chair, first of all, before they even give you a vision, you've got to look at what have they done. Have they moved the needle any? Are they doing anything to impact your lives? What is happening with housing? We know housing is an issue. Is there anything that is moving towards that look like it's going to help you in another year or two? What are they doing with energy? You know, energy, the cost of energy is high. Are they doing anything? Is it helping? Is it going? Does it look like it's going to bear fruits? What are they doing with healthcare? These are the things that you've got to look at. The big things overall that's going to make the country a better place for all of us to be in. These are the things that you've got to look at. What is happening with the development of the islands of the Bahamas? What's going on around the Bahamas other than New Providence? These are the things that you've got to look at. And then what if on the case of the opposition, have they put forth a vision that is going to be even better than what you're now seeing? That is the things that you ask yourself when you're going to the polls.
Are you still broke? If you're not broke, then vote for me. So you got to ask yourself the question. I mean, basically, a political party and government, basically, the government role is basically to administer, to provide opportunities, to create regulations so that business can flourish and we as citizens can flourish. Are they building a country where the citizens are flourishing? You got to ask yourself these questions. And if we are not flourishing, did we flourish then? Are we flourishing now? Which plan is likely to make sure that we flourish? And so if they're not providing that plan, then we need to say, well, I know why you're on your run. But we ain't selling no vision to the young people. We ain't talking their language. We ain't reaching out to them. The people in the hood. We ain't reaching them.
Cassius, I think there are many who are and are doing their job. Those people too, there in the areas you described, have also got to want to be reached. It's almost the same as going to school. All of us go to the same schools. I don't care if it's public or private. You have got to want to be reached and impacted by that teacher and what that teacher is teaching. Other than that, you could sit in that classroom and fail your way out of school and graduate with an attendance certificate and find yourself up against a creek once you realize that life real on these streets after leaving school with many people. And so, you know, Bahamians, I'll say this as we wrap up this segment, you have got to get involved. Nobody has the answer for your individual life. You heard Cassius, well put. A government is elected to have rules, regulations, systems in place to create a sort of the framework of stuff, but you got to go in there and decide what that framework looks like and what it says for you. That is where economies come about. That is where various industries rather come about, and that is where your opportunity comes about. And so stop sitting down talking about your nails or whatever else it is, or just seeing the short-term vision, and go out there and actually begin making life happen for you in your area, your household, and let's move this country forward. Gentlemen, I thank you both, Cassius Stewart, Ellington Ferguson. Thank you both very much for being here this evening. It went too fast. We didn't even we finished. We didn't even get to half of this segment, I tell you. But anyway.
Two hours with Unique Miller on Beyond the Headlines.
Cassius, be careful.
2 hours.
This is the election season. No big.
You get 2 hours? I mean, they can't write after 2 hours?
Well, Cassius, you go lead that because you are.
So you all write the show and tell the people that you all want 2 hours of me and Shanique and Ellington, and then you all can get much more content. You all get much more exciting stuff to talk about for the next day.
We're going to make them work for you.
That right there. Go ahead. That was such a political thing right there. Make them work for you. That was so political. Listen. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Ian Thomas and Direct Marketers right next to me after the break. Stay close.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Pages, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
Would we be walking back that Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
Okay,
not
because-
what he was trying
because
to
he also-
say. Carla, I don't even know what Red Basket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2-ball. 10. Give me another 2-ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Fruit Dragon.
Fruit Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Brunson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who means business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Ian Thomas is here from Direct Marketers. Ian came bearing a whole lot. You know, he gets into a lot here on the show. I'm just excited to see what he brings and also where the sales are, the deals, and so much he has going on. Ian, good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's great to have you here.
Hey. Good evening, Shanique Miller. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You look so lovely. Well, as usual. And I love this color on you.
Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And I was just talking to your guest before, ahead of time. And it's so funny that he and I are on the same page. people always stop us and give us these wonderful tributes to give you and these compliments and everything. Some things I can tell you, some things I can't say. But you know, everyone just admires you and they just love the work that you do on the show every night, man. So
man,
kudos to you.
And
it's wonderful that you can get these wonderful praises and everything while you're here, because some people wait till you're gone, and you know it's fruitless. And so I just want to say you're doing a great job, and
thank you.
And not just me, but the entire Bahamas appreciates you.
I appreciate
this
the
is where they come to get their news.
Yeah, I appreciate
a lot of people who
support.
don't actually watch the news.
Yeah, no,
so
from you personally, thank you, and then for everyone, because you're right. And I
Yes.
want to say a huge thank you for
Yes, ma'am.
embracing Beyond the Headlines and embracing me. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So I got to jump straight into this evening. Well, I got to say what I have to say. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Thomas, and I am here from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is, please feel free to give me a call at, see the numbers right there, 552-0212. That's 552-0212. Dial 552-0212. That's 552-0212. I think one time I got to say it in Spanish or something.
Do it. No, do it now. No, do it now. Do it now.
My Spanish is rusty.
See,
what is this?
hold on, y'all.
Cinco y cinco
Habla español.
y dos y... What is zero again?
Cero.
Zero? Okay.
Cero.
Zero. Okay, good. Y dos y uno y dos. I feel like Bad Bunny.
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm serious, man. Hey, Shanique, I know every time I go away or Shanique goes away, we go ahead and we send each other pictures of our vacation.
Yes,
And she says, Ian, look where I am and this is what I'm doing and everything. And I do the same thing. And it's a wonderful thing. Have you ever been to Dubai?
That's the one. That's
where you need to go.
Yeah, that's where I need to go next.
Okay then,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, if you've been to Dubai, or if you've been to Dubai and you want to go back, or if you've never been to Dubai, this is what I'm telling you all about. This is your big chance. You want to go and get in contact with Fly Sunshine Travel. It's a wonderful travel company. Not only do they do flight trips, but they also do cruises, and it's owned and operated by Miss Orly Smith and her team. She is just an incredible person. And she just loves what she does. She just continuously tells me, Ian, this is what's happening. And she sends me WhatsApps and everything like that. Now that she knows, because she watches the show, she's a huge fan of yours. She watches the show and she says, Ian, you got to get me there with Shanique, because their huge trip to Dubai is coming up. They also
good,
have...
man, because, and I love these, that you can just have somebody just plan it all out for you. Some of them even have luggage, like, listen, the whole thing. You don't have to hurt your head about one aspect of that trip.
You are absolutely, it's like Shanique spoke to her already. So you don't have to do anything.
Concierge travel.
She did say that. As a matter of fact, she said she came from that industry where it was complete, like that concierge, like you say, and the VIP treatment. So this is great. So they put together everything for you, and they're going to put together this ultimate trip right now of a lifetime. That's what she wants me to say. It's a trip of a lifetime. She says life is too short. Life is too short to procrastinate, and you don't want to get old and immobile, wishing you had done certain things when you were younger and full of vigor. I can attest to that because I used to be in the timeshare business, and with selling timeshare, you try to express to people, you know, the importance of doing things now, because tomorrow is not promised to anybody, as you guys know that. So if you haven't done something like this, anyone can jump on the plane and go to the Family Islands, which is a wonderful thing. I encourage you to do that. Or jump on the plane and go to Florida, do your little shopping and everything like that. But try and do something different. Do something different. You can book right now with these packages that they have. The trip is leaving on, when is it leaving? October 19th to the 28th.
So they have all year.
You have a great time. Yeah. So now you people who was going to plan on joining the ASU and put your money towards that, you can put your money towards this. Yes. So you can do that October 19th through the 28th with a price as low as $4,275 per person based on double occupancy. Everything's included, like airfare from Miami to Dubai, with hotel accommodations including breakfast, ground transportation, tours, and activities. So this is going to be really good. I'm going to give you the phone number right now. 425-5299. Shanique, I haven't told you this in a long time. Write the number down, man.
Okay,
Shanique.
sure, okay,
because
fine.
just in case you might be taking vacation around that time, or one of your girlfriends might be calling you, say,
I'm
Shanique.
there, I'm there.
The number is 425-5299. 425-5299 to book Spaces are limited, and to make it even more attractive, you can put as little as $600 down to begin your payment plan. And I'm talking, you're gonna go on safaris, you're gonna stay in 4-star hotels, top restaurants you'll be able to enjoy with the most exotic local cuisines to dine on. You're gonna have a private coach travel. That means a coach travel is the actual, that big kind of like, what's a coach bus? You know, it's a luxury coach bus. You'll be able to travel in that. Local cuisines, like I just said. You'll see all the incredible locations that you only see on television. All those, when I watch all those shows for the rich and famous, and I'm going to go to those places sometimes.
Yes.
So you're going to be taking advantage of that. And what else I want to let you know? Basically I want to let you know it's time to create memories. I can't say that enough. I can't stress that enough, because later on, the only thing you're going to have is your memories left. You can take some vacations and have some receipts left. That's boring. But if you can say, hey, do you remember that time when we were in Paris, in London, in Dubai? That is, you know, you can't put a price on that. So you want to give them a call at 425-5299, 425-5299. And Ms. Smith also says you can get information about her upcoming leisure cruise that people are already scrambling to book. Most of you who know her, they call her the Queen Diva because she's won so many international awards for travel. Large groups like families and churches can enjoy special rate packages, ideal for getaway trips like girls and guy trips and honeymoons. If you're going to celebrate your honeymoon, whatever you want, you can just book and let them take care of everything. And do you want to check them out? That's Fly Sunshine Travel. They're going to take care of everything for you. No need to worry. They're fully licensed. So you say, hey, is this some kind of fly-by-night company? No, they're fully licensed. They know exactly what you're doing. So you're going to be, you'll be there. You'll take advantage of all the activities and have a chance to explore Dubai, or a chance to just relax in style and comfort. It's all up to you. Whatever you plan to do, it's your choice. So you're going to do whatever you want to do to get yourself sorted out for this trip. Final payment would end on July 20th. So call right now, 425-5299. 425-5299. Like I said, the package is $4,275 per person. They're leaving October 19th through the 28th, and that's a great trip to Dubai. I haven't been yet. My son's been, and he said he had an incredible time. So, you know, I want you guys to go there. And maybe if Shanique, if time permits, you'll be able to jump on that trip as well. Mm-hmm. You never know. Mm-hmm. You never, ever, ever, ever know. Mm-hmm. Also, I want to tell you about what I want to tell you about right now. Bella's Signature Suites. I've been talking about them now for the past month. So this is the last portion of it, because the big day is coming, only hours away. I heard you talking when I was out there. The big day is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Bella's Signature Suites and Restaurant. That's my wonderful, beautiful friend, Ms. Bonnie Culmer. She and I have been together now, over 10 years. Bella's Signature Suites, they're located on Soldier Road North, just off of Prince Charles. If you're on the Prince Charles Light, you know, Prince Charles goes east and west, and Soldier Road goes north and south, and you turn right, that's going north. You go down for maybe about what, 300-400 yards, and you look to your left, you're gonna see it. Big building that's been recently renovated. It used to be, back in the days, they used to sell a lot of nice potted plants and everything. Everyone would go there and get their plants during the Christmas time. But right now, they wanna let you guys know it's all about V-Day. I used to call it Valentine's Day, because you don't buy someone something, they get violent. But it's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. Valentine's Day, it's wonderful. The chef down there is Chef Laurent Culmer. He's so excited about the 14th, which is Saturday. May I say he's over the moon. He is so excited. He's put together a wonderful, wonderful menu for individuals who are coming there. And it's all about Bella's Lady in Red special. That's the event that's happening Saturday, like I said. I told you guys couple weeks ago, and there's only a few spots left, only a few. The response has been so magnificent. It got to the point where they even had to add on and do some adjustments to go ahead and accommodate the people that have been calling. So this is what's going to be happening. You call, you get everything sorted out. When you get there, you love birds, that's what they said. You love birds will be stepping into a true romantic setup with an experience like none before. Professional photo shoot, you're gonna get a 6-course dinner for 2, along with cocktails.
6 course.
6 course. That's plenty food,
Yeah.
plenty top tier food. A lot of young people use that word now. Everything is top tier,
yeah,
top tier.
yeah, they just-
6-course dinner for 2, along with cocktails and complimentary bottle of champagne with VIP services. That's going to just blow you guys away. All of this for a low cost of $350. $350 ain't bad. That is not bad. $350 per couple. Just in case you want to make sure you know. What is $350? $350 divided by 2. Quick.
150. Oh, dang, no, it's 175? I'm not sure.
Someone sponsor Shanique Miller hooked on phonics.
OMG.
$175. She's absolutely right.
Did not I say 175?
Yeah, you say 150 price.
But I said what I know.
Shanique right there.
At first I heard 300.
Carry the 2.
At first I heard 300.
Metric 7.
And then I'm like, oh no, he said 370, 350.
Creepers. Oh Lord. Okay, all right.
That's why I speak.
Yeah. So I'm begging you guys, please call them at 356-3396 or 356-3393, 356-3393, 356-3396. That is Bella Signature Suites. There's only a few spots left. And the next day after Valentine's Day, they're going to be celebrating Galentine's Day. Thank goodness for Shanique Miller to tell me what Galentine's Day is. Shanique Miller, take it away. What's Galentine's Day?
It's when, ladies figure that they don't want to be bothered with you all.
Right.
And so they go out as friends.
Right, just go out as friends.
And they celebrate the beauty that Valentine's Day is.
Yeah.
Just love. And so they love themselves.
Yes.
And they go out by themselves.
Go out with
together.
Go out with friends, what they're saying, or by themselves.
Yeah.
They can meet somebody, or however it goes.
Yeah.
So that's Galentine's Day. That's the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th. You can celebrate Valentine's Day your own way. It's open up to all singles. It's a fun, vibrant brunch atmosphere with bottomless mimosas. It's a perfect excuse to gather and mingle and celebrate by yourself. Once again, Bella Signature Suites, located there on Soldier Road. I'm going to give you the phone number, 356-3393, 356-3393. Want more information? Go online to Bella Signature Suites. And Suites is spelled SUITES.net. BellaSignatureSuites.net. Limited space available. Like I say, you want to WhatsApp them to get some information, ladies and gentlemen. 425-1826. 425-1826. Call them out and say, hey, Miss Kalma, Bonnie Kalma. Man, I hear Shanique and Ian talking with you. I got to come check out this place. I love the restaurant. I love the bar. It's so beautiful, and the rooms are absolutely gorgeous. You got to go check it out. Now, what else I want to tell you about? This is my boy here. His name is, you ever heard his name? Owen Wells? You know the name?
Owen Wells. Oh, wait. Listen, dude, when you come
John O. Rastafari.
Bop, bop.
Bop, bop. There you go, Shanique Bella. Ladies and gentlemen, I like when my hosts get a little jiggy with it. Right now in Mount Pleasant, the basketball court is being resurfaced, Shanique. And young people are so excited. They know that Mr. Owen Wells is a man who believes in action, not just empty words. He told me that people of St. James deserve real improvements. And him and his team are willing and ready to give them exactly what they want. He also said that right now it's all about building a stronger community. And at this very moment, they're canvassing in Dignity Gardens and listening to what the residents are saying as it relates to their concerns, like overgrown bushes and trees along the boundaries, because safety is paramount for an area where individuals are going to live, people walking along there. You got the young kids and so forth. What else I wanted to say, him along with his team have already identified and prioritized and planned how to deal with all these problematic issues. He promises proper road repair and maintenance to the drainage problem, the lack of street lights in certain areas. They're going to go ahead and implement the CCTV. That's going to be introduced as a deterrent to crime, education and training, along with scholarships for young people so they can look forward to a better future. Not to mention they're going to add the legal aid clinic to advise and assist the residents who need guidance, health and wellness like fitness programs. Individuals will be assigned to this his environmental protection plan of the pine forest, and the youth engagement assisting in all young people who've been looking for jobs and so they can give them the tools to be employed and employable for those jobs that they're seeking. I had a chance to meet with him when I was there visiting some residents in Renaissance, and his whole team, the togetherness that they had, man, it was just unbelievable. They had such synergy as they shared all their ideas ideas. Boots on them. He says, boots on the ground. Just want to let you know, boots on the ground, they're moving. And like I said, I witnessed them. They have a clear and concise goal. And that goal is for Mr. Owen Smith to be the winner, to be victorious. Sorry, Owen Wells. I said Smith. Owen Wells to be victorious right there. So with the representation, it's going to get better each day in Mount Pleasant, he says. He also wants to let you know that when he goes home and he speaks with his family, he says that he promises his children that he wants to see a better Bahamas, and he wants he doesn't want young people to be growing up in a subpar type of environment. So that's so important. He's a wonderful individual, and the people feel really good about him. He was there at the Coral Harbor. They had a meeting the other day. What I wanted to say surrounding, yes, the Coral Harbor, right. He attended a town meeting that was hosted by the Ministry of Works. And he said that the acceptance and the response from the people was just overwhelming. So, like I said, continue doing well. It's a great thing that's happening over there. And just you individuals, he says, once you come out and do what you have to do, he's going to do what he has to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all of that. Shanique, can I just mention some of these things before we go?
Ask Justin.
My time is limited. People have been calling me about this sea moss. The sea moss is back here, ladies and gentlemen. The sea moss gummies with the She Legit and the black seed oil, that's here for $35.95.
People ask me about that too.
People have been asking you about that?
Yeah.
Yes. Also, I've been asking about the cayenne pepper with the hawthorn and the beetroot. This is also $35, $34.99. This is a brand new one, Shanique. Look at it. Kidney and liver cleanse. I heard you guys a couple of weeks ago talking about the problems with individuals right now with kidney issues.
Oh, and liver. It's good to
kidney
have
and
your
liver,
liver cleansed as well.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So that's a wonderful thing. And staying on the line of Valentine's Day, a lot of calls about the Rose toy. It's only $55, ladies and gentlemen. It's not too late, only hours away. Get yourself the Rose toy. You're gonna have a wonderful Valentine's Day along with the vaginal tightener. Woo! I ain't gonna say no more about this. The vaginal tightener, you're gonna turn that night into, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I wanna introduce you to Miss Grippy. Yes, so get a grip and get this vaginal tightener. It's a wonderful thing. Lastly, the bully pill. You can't have Valentine's Day without the bully pill. $55 for a bottle of 5. It's all natural. No heart palpitations, no sweating. Boom, if you're on any medication, it won't interfere. Give me a call, 552-0212. It's only $55. Get yourself a bully pill. And you know what? You're gonna be the hottest guy in the neighborhood. Take it from me. Yeah, we can take it from somebody else too. Anyway, listen here, man. I got to get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers. You see the phone number on the screen, 552-0212, 552-0212. Give me a call and I'll tell you about all these companies I spoke about tonight, plus all these different products. I love being here. Right here, see right there, beyond the headlines.
That's right.
Charlie's come here all the time when I get something to say.
I thank you so much, Ian Thomas. Listen, I thank Ian. Good, come back next week. Come back next week here.
Y'all come back real soon.
Y'all come back here. It was something I was trying to think of what that was. Some sitcom that used to say that. Yes, Justin, I heard you. I thank you all so much for tuning in this evening. Of course, my Hot Topics panelists at the top of tonight's show, and then Ian Thomas and Direct Marketers. Thank you. And again, a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in this evening. I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.